A motivational speaker was giving one of his group dynamic sessions to a sizable group of people. He invited them to a test game. In the room next door, there were balloons, each marked with the name of every participant. In 5 minutes, they had to find their own balloon and bring it back to the conference hall. Chaos ensued. When time was up, all returned to their seats empty-handed. The speaker then invited them to make a second attempt. They were to return to the room next door, where the balloons were, but this time each person was to pick up any balloon at random and give it to the person whose name was written on it. Within a few minutes, everyone had their balloon back. Which way is hardest? Is it fighting others to grab your own balloon? Or joyfully helping someone to find his own balloon? Which is the hardest? Fighting off your competitors? Or helping out your needy companions next to you? Today's first reading says that observing God's law is as easy as anything. It is not up in the sky that you should say, "Who will go up in the sky to get it for us and tell us of it, that we may carry it out?" Or, "Who will cross the sea to get it for us and tell us that we may carry it out?" No, it is something very near to you, already in your mouths, already in your hearts. You have only to carry it out. It is from the first reading of the book of Deuteronomy. You see, this is the same law to which Jesus refers in the Gospel of today also. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, your strength, your mind, and your neighbor as yourself. You see, you remember the well-intentioned rich young man of the gospel. He was seeking the best way of life, but was quickly discouraged and turned away when Jesus invited him to give up everything and follow him. And the reaction of Jesus? How hard it is for the rich to enter the kingdom of God. Indeed, it is easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of God. Yet, in the first of today's readings, God says, this is easy. Whilst in the gospel, Jesus says, this is hard. Who is right? Who is wrong? Is it easy or is it hard? Everything depends on what kind of eyeglasses you wear. You see, some people wear glasses with mirrors instead of lenses. Wherever they look, they see only themselves, their own ideas, their own ambitions, profit, their own success. And once you limit your vision to just yourself, then all the others simply disappear. There remain no friends, no neighbors, but only competitors or people you can exploit for your own pleasure, your own greed or comfort. People you use. Just Think of the way a lustful man looks at a beautiful woman, or a greedy businessman, how he looks at his clients, or how a power thirsty politician sees the voters. How often we look at others with these mirror glasses and people just disappear from in front of our eyes because all we see is how we can use or how we can abuse others for our own profit or pleasure. In today's parable, the priest and the Levite were wearing such mirror glasses. They were so absorbed by their own righteousness. They did not see a poor, beaten, and dying traveler, just a casualty on the road, but surely not a neighbor. This reminds me of the horrible incidents that happened here in Malta some time ago. People stopped to watch a suicidal person right on the edge of one of our high bastions. They were too curious not to stop to watch the show, even to the point of urging him to jump and do it quickly for them to watch the climax of the show. On the other hand, some people wear eyeglasses who have transparent lenses. They actually see other people as neighbors. Neighbors who may be happy or sad, hungry or thirsty, sick or needy. Like the Samaritan of the parable, the dying man was not just a show or a casualty. The heretical outsider, the Samaritan, and Samaritans were considered by the Jews to be despicable heretics. This heretical outsider stopped on his tracks, changed all his plans, risked his own safety, gave his own time, his own money to help the dying man. In that man, he didn't see a casualty, an accident, a miskeen, as we say in Maltese. In him, he saw a neighbor, a brother. Which option is harder? Continuing our life journey, ignoring our fallen fellow travelers, or stopping and risking our own safety and comfort by committing ourselves to our fallen neighbor? Which is easier? Fighting others to find and grab our own personal colorful balloon, or helping others find their own balloon? What makes our life journey really meaningful? Journeying in the sad loneliness of our self-inflicted blindness, or sharing the joys and pains of life with neighbors whom we love and therefore whom we see? Have you ever thought that the Good Samaritan is Jesus himself, who became our dearest and most precious neighbor, exchanging his wealth for our poverty, his strength for our weakness, his life for our own woundedness and our own death? Who would refuse to share the walk of life with such a wonderful neighbor? So let us be that wonderful neighbor to those with whom we are sharing the journey. God bless you.